Hello and welcome back to another Minecraft Let's Play video by me, FoxyNoTail, here on the truly Bedrock survival server in front of my farms that look very bright at night. Almost neon glowing, I would say. Unfortunately, though, there are many bad things here. Chuck is actually AFK up in the sky at the moment, and the noise you might be able to hear in the background, the crackling and the crickling and yes, the not very good YouTube sounds is actually Nelly chewing a plastic tub because she thinks it's got sweets inside. Hang on a minute. Nelly. No, there's absolutely nothing I can do about it. We're just going to have to put up with it for... Oh, gee. Stop it. Now that that's all over, we can check what's been going on here, and we've had quite a lot of bamboo. Now, it's not been actually that long since I finished recording, editing, and uploading the last video, and yeah, I'm starting straight away over here, and it is very likely that today's episode will involve yet another build over here. I did mention in the last video that I really wanted to do a version of Slack's kelp farm, but this time not better than Slack's, this time just good enough for a fox. This isn't unusual at all. Nope, perfectly normal to have 3 white horses and a zombie in the... Yep, okay. Now, the reason I don't need something quite so ginormous as Slack's kelp farm is because I have no requirement for the many... Hang on a minute. Get over this side. Quickly. Many. Yeah, I don't need... I don't actually need any kelp. I certainly don't need that many. The only thing I want kelp for is just a more regular fuel supply. I use scaffolding for fuel, but I don't have a spider farm yet, or a string farm. Now, technically, this mob farm will give us string, and so will our iron farm. And that actually gives us enough to... I say it gives us string. No, there's no spiders in this mob farm, so I'm lying. There's no string at this mob farm. Our iron farm will because of the cats, but that's it. I know I've got to deal with BJW to use his spider farm and get as much string as I want because of our shop together, but to be honest with you, I'm lazy, and I can't be bothered to go over to his base and use his spider farm when I can just make my own kelp farm. So... we're going to steal Slack's design. We're going to do pretty much exactly the same thing he's done. We're going to have kelp with some light sources and pistons and many observers and things, which means we're going to need a lot of resources, namely cobblestone. You didn't see anything at all. Nope. No. Was that? Ow! Quick! No, gone. Speaking of cobblestone, whilst I may be rich in bones, I am absolutely not rich in stones, which makes me think if we've got to make a whole bunch of pistons and a whole bunch of observers, I'm going to need to go cobblestone mining. Where am I going to do that? You could go down that hole where you've been yeah, I know, it's a way of linking to the next clip. Jeez, you don't always have to tell me. In order to go cobblestone mining, I can, of course, come here. That's what I said. Shut up. Leave me alone. I'm doing a clip. Right, down there, to be precise. This is my plateau, which I've done absolutely nothing on for a long time. And if I go down to the very bottom of this, without dying, fingers crossed, then you will see that I have dug a hole. And in this hole, there are chests with nothing in them. And now many shulker boxes that I'm going to fill as many of as I can with cobblestone. Hocus pocus diddly day, make this beacon give me haste. Amazing, fantastic, very good. Now for a time... Oh, I can't do a caving time lapse because we don't have replay mod and it's difficult getting angles of Chuck down here. Okay, fine, whatever. Just going to dig and then I'll maybe, talk to you all a bit later when I've done digging. Oh, torches. I'm going to... Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Torches all the way back home again. Oh, jeez. Fly. Resume digging. Oh, look, diamonds. Straight away. My first thing that I found is diamonds. Amazing. Fantastic. This is going to be a good mining session. Foxy, if you use a pickaxe without breaking on it, then you can... No, you don't get any block lag. I know, I literally was the one that discovered that. Me and Slack discovered that. You're not the... Yeah, I know. But I live next to the server, so I don't get any block lag, really. Hardly any at all. I don't need to... Oh, jeez. Just about one full netherite, fortune 3, efficiency 4. I didn't realise it was efficiency 4. I thought it was efficiency 5. Anyway, I cut through it like butter, that big gap there, and we were able to get 3 and a bit shulker boxes for the cobblestone, a load of junk blocks that I'm not really bothered about, and quite a lot of diamonds, redstone, gold, iron, emerald, coal, and lapis as well. So it's a pretty good haul altogether. So now I'm going to take all of this away, leave the rest of that junk there, and I'm actually going to head over to the shopping area. And the reason I am here is because in the last episode I checked all of the stock profits and we were almost out of fireworks completely. So if I go in here and look in this chest, you'll see there are not very many in there at all. So I've been to the mob farm and I've been to my sugarcane farm and I got myself a box of, where is it? Gunpowder and a box of sugarcane. And I'm going to make a whole bunch of rockets. Well, that's not filled the entire thing up, but that should last quite a while. And now I believe all of these except for that one and that one are empty. So I might as well take the empty shulker boxes away and hopefully Chuck can get us some more gunpowder. He is back over at the mob farm, collecting as many, well, not that many mob farm things because the mob farm keeps breaking because zombies keep spawning near it. But hopefully we'll get that fixed very, very soon. While I'm in the area, I might as well sneak home and grab myself some XP from the furnace array and repair my pickaxes now that it's pretty much broken. And that should be as easy as just pulling some items out of there. There we go, 100% fixed, and I'm wearing all my armor. This thing is ridiculous. Yeah, let's just repair everything. Let's just get it all 100%. There we go. Nice. And now we're on 97 levels as well. Fantastic. Right, I've got all of this fish here. I don't want it. Let's chuck it on the floor, get rid, and let's go and look at building our kelp farm. For this next clip, I'm going to need you to imagine that you are underwater and that kelp exists where you can't see any, because basically we're going to be looking at how this works. Now, Slack's design is very much like this. The kelp would be on here. It would be all water source blocks, and when the observer saw the kelp, the pistons would fire and break the kelp, and that works absolutely great. However, in our sugarcane farm, no, our bamboo farm that we made in the last episode, we actually used a system like this that used a timer and then, well, that didn't work very well, did it? A timer and then some slime blocks to break the bamboo. There's no reason we couldn't do the same thing for the kelp, running it on a timer instead of relying on observers, which means we only need 1 piston per 12 kelp and 1 no observers, just a timer. Which means all of that cobblestone that I've just been mining is completely worthless. We don't need any of it. We don't need it at all. We just need loads of slime blocks, which we bought in the last episode, and leaves, which I don't have too many left of, but I'm sure we can rustle up some leaves from somewhere. Now, the other thing is, this can only push 12 blocks, so that's pretty much great for a single chunk. Now, I was planning on doing this farm over 2 chunks. I was planning it on being a 2-chunk kelp farm. However, because I'm not really greedy and I don't need ridiculous amounts of kelp, I think we can do this 1 chunk. I think 1 chunk will be fine. We'll have a system like that. We'll do multi-layers and we'll get lots and lots of kelp. I think it'll be absolutely fine. Laying this out the way you would lay out the normal design with the observer on top, piston in the middle and the block at the bottom, that works great because what you can do is then grow the kelp actually on top of the observer for the next one. I'm not convinced we'll be able to grow kelp on top of leaves. We might be able to, but I'm not sure. We'll have to test that out. If we can't, it's not a big problem. It just means we'll have to do the next row another block higher and have some solid blocks at that level there, which will be absolutely fine. But we do need to test that out, which is going to be easiest to do in a creative test world. Just like this one. And here behind me, I have the system ready to check it out. We've got some kelp. Can we place it on there? We cannot. Can we place it on that? We absolutely can. So yeah, we're just going to have to do the rows another block higher up, which isn't a big issue at all. Oh, we could place it on slime blocks. Typical. What about honey? We could place it on honey blocks, but I don't have any honey. Or, for getting leaf blocks, we could probably place it on glazed terracotta. We can. And I got loads of terracotta. It just needs glazing. Amazing. So we don't need to do it any taller. We just need glazed terracotta instead of leaves. Ugh, let's do this. Well, I guess the colour I'm going to be going for is probably orange, considering we've got enough of that to fill a shulker box. There we go. Let's fill that in there like that. And I don't know how much fuel is in our furnace array at the moment. I don't think there's very much. I brought up this coal that I've just dug up out of the old mine earlier, just in case we're a little bit short. But I'm sure we'll have enough just to do this small amount of terracotta. So back into my inventory. You might think, what was the point in putting it in that shulker box? I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. And let's set that down. And let's just go check it out. Let's just go check our... Oh, we've got a bit of kelp in there. Yeah, we're not doing too bad for fuel, actually. We're okay. That should last us at least, yeah, this shulker box. And then we'll have loads more kelp for fuel once our kelp farm is finished. Very good. And that has all cooked nicely, and I have been getting shot by skeletons because this room is not spawn-proof, and luckily we haven't had any creepers in here. Right, let's take that box away, let's get it back to our industrial area, and let's probably have a sleep. Let's go to bed. I haven't been to my actual bed in ages. Nighty-night, sleepy tight. Ah, it's better. Good morning to you too. As I make my way back towards the industrial area from the overworld instead of the nether this time, I just want to say that it is time for a live stream. I'm about to go live on Truly Bedrock, and I am going to be working on the kelp farm during the live stream. And if you haven't been watching my live streams, then make sure to check me out on twitch.tv/FoxyNoTail. If you don't have Twitch, you can watch it via Google or your Android device or your iOS device without the app. You can watch it. So yeah, make sure to check it out. It's great fun over there. We have an absolutely brilliant time with the chat. It's all really, really good fun. And yeah, definitely worth checking out if you haven't already. If you can't watch it live and you want to watch them or see what goes on, you can catch them on my second channel, which is Foxy2. Link is in the description below. Anyway, I'll see you guys after the live stream. And after a couple of hours worth of live streaming, we now have a kelp farm. A fully functioning, 100% almost complete kelp farm. And it didn't take that long at all, really. It took pretty much the full 2 hours, bar a little bit of messing about on the live stream. It was easy enough, like really easy to place in the terracotta and the slime. Excuse me while we go blind a moment. And it was easy enough to place in the kelp, but what wasn't so easy was actually turning all of this into water sources. Rather than starting at the bottom with the bucket and working our way up, which would have taken forever, I actually started at the top and worked our way down using kelp to grow the kelp with bone meal and just other bits of kelp as well. And it works really well. When it fires, it's actually on an etho-hopocock at the minute. Because it's on slime blocks, there we go, look. It all pings across to the other side, and then it goes up. It gets taken along by these water streams and it all goes into these hoppers here and then down to that chest system there, which is way too small when we definitely 100% need to be upgrading that. And when it gets stuck on that ledge there as well, it doesn't actually get stuck. It does rise up and go over those blocks, which is very handy. So yeah, it's not lossy at all. It's completely lossless. And I'm really happy with it. It was so easy to do and so light on resources. Before we go on, I just want to say that the last couple of videos I put out for the sugarcane and the bamboo farm had joke thumbnails and titles basically saying better than Slacks, which was 100% a joke. If you know me, we've been over to Slack's base lots of times. It's absolutely amazing. His base is way better than I could ever do, and his farms are all absolutely fantastic. Slack is not only an incredible builder, he's also an incredible technical Minecraft player, and if you're not already subscribed to him, then make sure you do, because if you're not only are his videos entertaining and interesting to watch, but you might miss some absolute gold when it comes to playing Minecraft, because he is full of amazing tips and tricks that he teaches me all the time. I wouldn't be able to build half of these things if it wasn't for Slack. So the fact that I was saying better than Slacks, although it got took seriously by some people, it was absolutely not the case at all. I am not better than Slacks, and these farms aren't better than Slacks. Slack is an absolutely brilliant YouTuber and Minecrafter, and someone I would hold as a very, very dear friend. I would certainly not want to upset him. So, because these things got taken a little bit too seriously, I have taken them off. I've not taken the videos down, but I've taken the thumbnails down and changed the titles to reflect what they actually are. And yeah, I won't be making the better than Slacks joke anymore because it got took out of hand. But yeah, Slack's brilliant. If you're not already subscribed to him, go check him out. And if you're not following him on Twitch, his streams are next level. His streams are absolutely fantastic, so go and check those out as well. Anyway, that's enough of me basically telling you how wonderful Slack is. What we need to do now is actually work on a storage system for this kelp farm, because at the moment we've got 4 double chests which are going to be filling up in no time. This one's already over half full, and this one down here I've got a shulker box that's got a load of stuff in as well, because when we were building it, it was overflowing. That's not taken very long at all. That's maybe taken a few minutes to get to that point. And this is only a 1 chunk farm, so that's quite impressive as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, we're going to need to massively increase the capacity of our storage farm here. Storage farm? Storage facility. However, to make storage, we're going to need chests, which means we're going to need wood, and my wood supplies are seriously lacking at the moment. We've got quite a lot of dark oak, a little bit of spruce, almost no birch, almost no jungle. We don't have any acacia. I've never even chopped an acacia tree down this season. I suppose we could use the dark oak, but I like building with that stuff. Yeah, I'm going to need to go wood chopping. Oh, geez. Or maybe go and buy some. Let's go see if there's some for sale. While we fly around the shopping area looking for somewhere that sells wood, probably the All-Store, I just want to say, if you wanted to see the building of that kelp farm, if you're frustrated that the build part of it didn't come out in the video, you can always check out the live stream replay on my second channel. The link is in the description below. You can go to that and see exactly what happened. And we actually got raided by a Zoomer in that live stream, which was absolutely crazy. So you'll be able to see my reaction to that as well. Anyway, we're going to go to the All-Store of all places. I haven't been here for a long time, and hopefully we've got some wood for sale here. That would be nice if we do. I'm not 100% sure how this works, but I'm going to figure it out if he's got wood. 1 diamond for 64 plus 32, so that's stack and a half for a diamond. That's pretty cheap. He's got oak and dark oak, so yeah, I guess we'll take some of these then. So we take out of there and then we pay over here. Okay, let me just read the book just to make sure I'm getting this right. Yeah, just take the items out the mine carts and leave the payment in the payment chest. All right then, so how much is it going to cost me for all of that spruce? Okay, so there's our first 18 and there's our second 18, but the mine carts have come back again with more. And obviously I want more. I want as much wood as I can carry. I should have brought more shulker boxes with me. I do have my oak box and my spruce box with me, so I can fill both of those up, I guess. Now that we are super wood rich, I can look at making many chests and therefore many hoppers in order to make our incredibly large storage system. The other thing I need to consider is actually turning some of this kelp into fuel and then smelting it. Or smelting it to turn it into fuel. Yeah, automating that process, basically. We're going to have a serious think about how we're going to do that. So all of this kelp is going to need smelting before we can do anything with it, which means it all needs to come down into furnaces, or if we've got plenty of wood, which we just happen to have, we can turn them all into blast furnaces and smelt it a lot quicker. I don't actually know if we get enough through this to need to smelt it that quickly, but I'm just thinking the best thing for us to do at the start would probably be to just have a full row of blast furnaces. This thing's 12 blocks wide, so have 12 blast furnaces, have all of that feeding straight into there, have some sort of fuel system going in so we can refuel the blast furnaces. Smokers. I meant smokers. And then have the dried kelp coming down to a large storage system that we can then easily break, turn it all into kelp blocks, and then feed those back into the fuel system. That can't be too tricky, surely. Whoa, did you see the visual glitch when that fires? That's so weird. So strange. Right, yes. Many thinkings. When you're dealing with a storage system, it's probably worth starting at the end and working your way back, which is exactly what I'm doing here. So this is going to be the output for our dried or our smelted kelp. And behind that, we've just got some hoppers. And what I'm going to have is some water streams going into those hoppers. So rather than having a hopper line above those, we're actually going to drop dried kelp into those from dispensers or droppers coming out of the furnaces. Difficult for me to explain. I'll try and show you. So first we have 12 droppers with 12 hoppers behind facing into 12 water streams going into our 12 storage bins. So if we drop some items, if we don't fly, if we just go up the scaffolding and chuck some items in there, they should hopefully go through into the hoppers and end up in these chests here. And on the back of that we have 12 smokers with 12 hoppers going in for fuel and 12 hoppers across the top for the items or for the kelp to go in. And these hoppers are going to hopefully line up with those hoppers up there and transfer the items straight down using science. We now have a fuel input system, which is basically a double chest, which fires up a dual dropper elevator, and one half of it will send items to the left and one half will send items to the right. So we should start seeing from pretty much the middle-ish, maybe. Should start seeing fuel inside the smokers? No? Why not? And we do, it's just all in the central ones, which is absolutely fine. It just means it'll fill up from the middle first. That's absolutely fine. So now we need to actually get the kelp in from above into the system down below. How hard could it be? Can't be that difficult, surely. Okay, so this next bit is not going to be quite so easy to demonstrate because there's a lot going on and I don't really have many places to stand. We've now taken our hopper stream from the top of the kelp farm through many hoppers into these droppers, and these droppers are all facing downwards, and we've got just a simple comparator clock detecting how many kelp are inside that dropper. And what's going to happen is that's then going to spit that kelp out down below the system. As you can see, it's raining down. And now we've got to make it all fall in this water stream. And the reason it's going into this water stream, which is a new water stream, is that this water stream then feeds into those hoppers there, which fuel our furnaces. And as you can see, we've already got our middle two going. And then when they're full, we need a system to detect items in these droppers, which we don't have in place yet, that will then spit out the dried kelp into our storage system. So we're nearly there. We've just got to make that kelp a little bit more organized as it falls down and then do our detection system here to spit that out as well. But it's nighttime. I'm getting beaten up, so I'm going to go to bed and then I'm going to carry on working on that. And there we go. We now have our barrier in place to make sure the kelp goes exactly where it's supposed to. And that all looks like it's working absolutely fine. The only problem is there is a dropper at the top that is not working because it's locked by the piston stuff. The redstone torches we've got activating our pistons is interfering with the very last dropper, which is that one there. So that's not spitting anything out because that block is permanently locked. Now, we can't break that block because we need that to fire our top piston. So, unless we can think of a different way to transfer that signal up there, I think we're just going to have to remove that last dropper and move everything in one. Now, we're already lost two droppers off this end because of the pistons anyway. So we're actually running on, well, moving things to the middle. The same thing on this side just to make it more even. But yeah, I think we're going to have to lose that dropper, which is a real shame. Having said that, if I was to put the redstone torch on top of that piston there and that one there instead, that should do the same job. That should still work for our kelp farm, and that will allow that dropper to run. Amazing. That actually means that our redstone for the entire system can potentially be a little bit neater because we could get rid of all of these stone blocks. And now the rest of this system is in place. I've redone the redstone going from those, so that's a lot neater. We now have all of the drops coming down into these smokers here, which is absolutely great, although we've only got fuel. Well, I say we've got fuel in the middle too. It's all run out. We've got no fuel in the middle too. And rather than having a detection system on these comparators or these droppers, because there's going to be random amounts in each one of these, I'm just going to opt for a observer clock. So now all I've got to do is turn that on and they are going to just spit out that kelp. That's going to go all under there like that. Ideally, it's not going to be bouncing off there. Wow, that's jumping out of the water. That's weird, really odd. But yeah, they should all start coming down into here. And that means we can start then converting that into kelp blocks and running that back into our smelty system. Your smelty system? Yeah, you know what I mean. This bit, we just need to start putting it back into there once we've turned it into kelp blocks. So there we go. Apart from a bit of decoration, that is this farm 100% complete. And now I'll probably tweak and change it over time because I haven't actually ever built a kelp farm before. Certainly not one like this. So yeah, there'll be tweaks and changes over time, I reckon, to be able to sort this out. And I just noticed I chucked a load of scaffolding there into those furnaces. Where did it go? Oh, there we go. Look, hiding. So yeah, I need to get some fuel to get this to run, and then we'll have many kelps. But for now, because we hardly have any dried kelp, I think the best fuel for us to use is going to be this bamboo. So we'll grab a load of this. I've got a shulker box full of string on me. We can make a load of scaffolding, and we'll run the farm off scaffolding for now until we've got plenty of dried kelp in order for us to use that as the fuel instead. Yes, many scaffoldings. Yes. I just need to pop this in here and wait for it to filter through all the furnaces. Amazing. I'm going to make more scaffolding, please. And a couple of tweaks later, already a hopper clock or an observer clock down here made absolutely no sense because we only need to be actually spitting out the items as fast as the furnaces can make them, which means if we put a few items in here and just keep our eye on how long the furnaces are actually going to take to smelt them, we can pretty much marry that up. So there's no backup in the furnaces or the droppers, but we're not spamming the clock. Nice. Very nice. The other thing I've done is just to put some glass on top of here as well, because all of the kelp kept jumping out as it was going. So that's just stopped that coming out. So now we should see that we're getting plenty of stuff, including scaffolding and stone bricks, inside of these chests here, which is absolutely fantastic. Nice. I'm really happy with this farm. I'm over the moon with it. But this system at the front to organise it is not ideal because it is going across random chests, which was the idea of this, to keep the storage system unblocked by having it travelling down separately. But I don't think enough is coming through to worry about that. So I don't know whether it's a good idea to just make this all travel down to one end first and then fill up from one end. But I'm not going to worry about that right now because unfortunately, it's time to say thank you all very much for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do leave a like. If you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. And hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!